Hi, I'm Gerard Estea. I'm the artisan in residence at Brucemore. I'm in charge of the Artisan Studio, whose mission is to enhance and give opportunity to underserved artists in our community. This year, we have a very exciting class of artists in our Artisan Studio. There's 3 individuals with various different disciplines. We start with Marcy, a singer-songwriter. She's engaging with us in developing the opportunities and skill sets of taking time in a recording facility, in taking time in pre-production to get the best out of her songs.
Hi, my name is Marcy Each. I am a singer-songwriter. I love to write songs and record them. I'm growing as a performer. I grew up in Muscatine, Iowa, and I found my mom's guitar in the attic when I was 14 and began teaching myself to play. And I wrote songs, but I was very shy and didn't really want to play in front of others. So I've had to grow a lot and change, but I realized that music is the best way that I communicate to people. And so I've had to learn that, and it's just a beautiful way of communication. We're going to record some songs together here at the studio, but more than that, just getting recordings, it's figuring it out together. We are going to work on the songs together. They're going to challenge me in singing, in arrangements.
This is taking the opportunity to do the learning more of the craft of pre-production, of the rewrite, of what parts mean in instruments. How do you use those instruments? How do you use the talent of the players?
And I haven't really ever recorded as a process of collaboration. So I'm really excited to be able to see where that leads. Artisan Studio has given me an opportunity to do something I wouldn't be able to do otherwise, as far as in the studio, working, having time, collaborating. And because of the influence of others on my art, having people speak into it, care about it, put some of themselves into it, it allows me in the next project to obviously have some of those relationships, but also take where I've been and where I grow and just keep on growing and changing and evolving.
I think that she's actually looking forward to the uncomfortableness that the challenge brings, that opportunity to really push through, that opportunity to maybe say something in a way that she hasn't been able to do because she hasn't had the opportunity to take time to craft it with others. So Jim Coates is going to be producing this project. He's worked with her in the past. He was a player on the last album that she did. And what we feel is that brings a continuity of knowing her, but also the challenge of pushing her further.
I've been friends with Jim Coates a long time. I love his musicianship. I love his guitar playing. And I'm actually writing a lot of the songs for this album to hear him play the guitar on the songs and leaving space for his guitar solo. So I'm hoping it'll be a challenge for him too. Yeah, eventually we'll get to showcase some of the songs that we come up with and write and record. And it'll be exciting because I rarely perform with a full band. So I think I'm really looking forward to that and just being able to actually play with the people who recorded it on the album. I've never done that before, so I'm very excited about that.
Yes, my name is Brigid. Well, in the arts community, I am a playwright primarily. I've done a lot of different plays with different theaters in the Iowa City, Cedar Rapids corridor area.
Brigid is a playwright, a lyricist, and a composer. And she's already been successful in bringing some of her visions and stories, not only to the page, but to the stage. And so she's not new to writing for a voice, for an actor, for a character. She's not new to seeing how that works onto a stage, onto a deck.
And I primarily work with theaters who don't necessarily have the space or the budget to create large-scale productions.
She's never really had the opportunity to explore arranging, the art of taking the melody and how do we enhance it, the feel of different instrumentation, the feel of different voices, and how do those interact.
So here at Brucemore, I am working on a musical script and score. I'm going to be writing a musical from the ground up, the book, lyrics, and the arrangements, which I'm very, very excited about. What I'm most looking forward to in this process is getting into the music development. I've been a musical theater writer for about 4 years now, which is a lot less time than the rest of my writing career. So I'm a little bit newer at that and a little bit less experienced. So I'm looking forward to getting to develop those skills a little bit more and work with people who have been trained in music writing formally and have more experience than I do.
So this gives her project a different aim. She is writing a new musical specifically for this project, but it's not about writing the musical per se, as much as the process of growing her craft, of finding inner voicings, growing the craft of arranging and instrumentation that she's never really been able to focus on. Bringing that together with the team that we have here at Brucemore, who has many, many years of bringing pieces to the stage, I think gives a real world example for her and an opportunity for her to grow. Brigid's work in the program of the Artisan Studio is a good example of trying to bring the abilities and trying to fill the underserved areas of an artist. And so looking at not the writing of a musical piece or the musical theater piece, but looking at how to arrange that piece, how to take what she already does well and polish it and grow from that perspective, I think is really what she's going to take out of this.
I think what I want audiences to take away from this piece is that art is valuable and that everyone everywhere likes art in similar ways. And just because it's not something that you are currently being supported in doesn't mean that it shouldn't be. Even if people aren't viewing your work or seeing the things that you're making, or they're not viewing them in the way that you want them to, I feel like this piece will explore how art should be made for ourselves. And if people are allowed to come along on that journey with you, then that's great, but that shouldn't be the reason that we do it.
My name is Jeremy Glazier.
Jeremy is a creator, a photographer, a documentarian, a filmmaker, an avid fan of all things music. But at the end of the day, after meeting him and talking to him numerous times, he's a storyteller.
I would consider myself a photographer first and kind of foremost, but that's really led into video work, documentary work, and also some writing as well.
We look forward, truly, to being part of his journey on finishing his documentary and film on the Iowa Vietnam veterans experience.
So the project that I'm working on is a Vietnam veterans project. It started because of my dad was a Vietnam era veteran, and I just thought it would be interesting to give these guys and ladies an opportunity to talk about their experience without prying too much, kind of letting them tell the story, their experience all the way from before they started all the way through to where they're at now.
The thing about Jeremy is he's just like so many content creators that we know, which is they have great ideas, they're very passionate, and they can dive deep in. But real life means that he's just one person trying to do so many things with so many hats. And sometimes it becomes overwhelming and projects end up sort of stalling and they're not able to really push forward because daily life takes precedence.
So another really great thing that I'll be able to get out of this is being able to finish a project all the way through. Having a deadline is a really great motivator, and then being able to display that and show everyone here at Brucemore and the people that'll come to attend the event exactly what it is I've been working on and kind of why it's so important to me.
I think the focus of our program for Jeremy is in him having a team, not just himself, and maybe a friend that he can talk into something to give him some hours on some trip, but really taking those elements which already have made him a really strong filmmaker and go, let's add the technical capabilities, the knowledge and experience of a production crew, the knowledge and experience of composers, editors, colorists, all those components that are used in making a film, and let us assist in him growing his craft. So now he's not just directing himself, he's directing a crew. And it's not just him saying, I wonder what I can do. He can say, can we do? And taking other talents and bringing those forward.
So I'm really excited to be able to work with the team here, to be able to kind of push what I'm doing to the next level. And then that will, I believe, translate out to film and how it looks, so that when other people see it, they'll see not only just the great content, but the quality of the work that's going to be coming out of it as well.
In my opinion, one of the positive things out of Jeremy's collaboration is that he has a team. The film isn't dependent on him and his friends that help him out, and we will use his friends, but he has a team. So now it's not just directing himself. His challenge and his growth is how to direct a project when I have colleagues and peers in different areas that he may not have as much experience, but we look to him for the direction, the vision of that project.
Yeah, it's really an incredible opportunity. The whole thing is really unique in that it fits in with like the way I grew up in Iowa, with people helping people. This is a really cool opportunity in that it's people helping artists be able to do the things that they desperately want to do and don't have either the support or the knowledge or the funding to get it done. So this is an absolutely incredible opportunity to take one project that I just kind of got out of thin air and make it become something that everybody in the community gets to share.
And I think that that's true for all three of the artists in our Artist Studio program this year. Their challenges aren't in the beginning stages. They're already a successful songwriter, a successful playwright, and a successful photographer, documentarian, videographer. It's taking that success and adding to it, growing their craft. And that's one of the things that I actually really enjoy about this year, because by bringing other professionals in, whether it be Jim Coates as a producer, whether it be our team as editorial staff, or there's a poet, I believe, in Milwaukee who might be writing some pieces that are gonna go with Jeremy's film. Bringing the greater amount of artists to the project means that it's not just one person going, I get to see what I do. It's one point, one vision, one passion that spreads through a number of people and engages them and engages our community. And I think that that's what I really feel is so strong about all three of them in this year's class.